King David was a man after God's own heart. He was brave, kind, and he loved to sing to God. But one day, David made a big mistake. A mistake that would change everything. Hi, and welcome to Imagine This Stories. Sit back, relax, kick off your shoes. And for the next few minutes, imagine this. It was springtime, the season when kings usually went out to battle with their soldiers, but this time, King David stayed home in his palace in Jerusalem. One evening, David got up from his bed and walked around on the roof of his palace. The sky was full of stars and the moon was bright. From his rooftop, he saw a very beautiful lady on a nearby roof. David sent someone to find out who she was. The man said, "Her name is Bathsheba. Her husband is one of your soldiers." David said, "Go get her. I want her to be my wife." Wait, what? Hold on, wait a minute. This doesn't sound right. David, that is not a good decision. She's married to a man named Uriah. He's one of your soldiers. He's out fighting for you right now while you're home hanging out in your palace. But guess what? David didn't care. He took Bathsheba and made her his wife. This was a poor decision. Yep, a lot of people knew it. I have to believe David kind of knew it too. And God definitely knew it. So God sent a prophet named Nathan to visit King David. As he stood before the king, the prophet Nathan told a story. He said, "Your Majesty, there were two men who lived in a certain town. One of the men was really rich, and the other was poor. The rich man had lots and lots of sheep and cows, but the poor man had nothing except one little lamb. He raised it, and it grew up with him and his children. It shared his food, drank from his cup, and even slept in his arms. It was like a daughter to him. Now, a traveler came to visit the rich man, and the rich man wanted to make dinner for the man. But the rich man didn't want to use any of his animals. Nope. He went and took that one little lamb from the poor man to give to the traveler. Well, when David heard this story, he got really angry. Yep, he yelled, "That's terrible! That rich man should be punished!" Nathan, the prophet, he then said kind of quietly, "David, you are that man." David's heart dropped. He knew exactly what Nathan meant. He had taken something that wasn't his and tried to hide it. David could have argued or made excuses, but he didn't. He bowed his head and said, "I have sinned against the Lord." Now, David couldn't undo what he had done, but he could tell the truth and ask God for forgiveness. So that's what he did. He actually wrote a song about it, and we can read that song in the Bible in the book of Psalms, chapter 51. There's a good chance you've heard some of this psalm. Part of it goes, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." Have you heard that? I thought so. If you didn't, check it out. After he prayed, God forgave David. There was still a consequence for his choices, but God forgave him and never stopped loving him. Wow, that is a crazy Bible story. But it's encouraging too, because sometimes we mess up, right? We might lie or say something unkind or hurt someone's feelings, and our first thought might be, "Ooh, maybe nobody will notice." And that's true. Maybe no people will notice, but God will. And hiding our mistakes only makes things worse. When we're honest with God and say, "I'm sorry," He cleans our hearts and helps us start again, just like He did for David. Because God doesn't want perfect people. He wants people who are real, who are humble, honest, and willing to change. And that's great news. Maybe there's something you or I need to tell the truth about today. It can feel scary, but God's forgiveness is bigger than any of our mistakes. When we say, "I'm sorry," and mean it, God always says, I forgive you. What a great story. Want to hear something cool? David's palace was built on a hill in the city of David in Jerusalem, and some people think you can still see some of the ruins there today. Nathan, the prophet, was one of David's good friends, so it had to take a lot of courage for him to tell David that story. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope you enjoyed today's story, and I look forward to talking to you again soon as we imagine this. Bye.